Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday, February 28th, last day of February. As my mother used to say, February happens very fast. Today, we're going to be talking about the presidential elections in Mexico. They're coming up in July. And I have a post over at the American Thinker this morning, sort of doing a little summary of the three major candidates. By the way, before I go any further, I want to refer all of you to a great post that my friend Alan Wall, he wrote this over at mexidata.info. And he wrote a great post, and I linked to his post to take some of the background information of the three candidates who are running. So if you have a chance, check it out. It's mexidata.info, and it's a column by Alan Wall. Alan is a American who's very well known down in Mexico. He writes a great deal about Mexico, and his summary of the upcoming election is one that you want to check out. Well, the election is in July, so we got plenty of time to look into it. We're probably going to do several podcasts and probably write some articles, quite a few of them before July. The election is the first week of July, but the three major candidates are already in place. Now, there's probably going to be like 10 people running, but there's three who are going to end up getting anywhere from 85 to 90% of the vote. The three major candidates are, and I'm just going to give you their last names. If you want to get their full names, as I say, you can read it in my American Thinker post. But just for the sake of time, I'm just going to give you their last names. The first one is Mr. Meade, M-E-A-D-E. It's an English name. I assume he has either American parents or English parents. And he represents the PRI, which is the incumbent party. This is the party of President Peña Nieto, the incumbent president. The second gentleman is Mr. Anaya, and he represents the PAN. The PAN is sort of a middle-class, right-center political party that grew up in the north of Mexico. Two of the last three presidents of Mexico, Vicente Fox and Felipe Calderón, were members of the PAN. And the third candidate is a gentleman, Lopez-Obrador, also known by his initials, AMLO, and he represents his own party, the Morena party, which is kind of a left-center political party, kind of a nationalist, populist, left-of-center political party. Now, Mr. Lopez-Obrador is very well known, not just in Mexico, but outside of Mexico, because he ran for president in 2006, actually came pretty close to winning. And in 2012, he ran for president. I think he came in second, but not a close election at all. But he's also going to be running. So one of these three men is going to be the next president of Mexico. Now, the polling data at the moment has Mr. Lopez Obrador leading with about 27%, Anaya with 22%, and Meade with 17%. That's roughly the breakdown of the very latest poll. My guess is that's going to change dramatically as more and more Mexicans realize that voting for all the other candidates is not going to get them anywhere, and that one of these three Mexicans is going to be the next president of Mexico. So my guess is that you'll see these numbers go up a little bit. But no matter what, the next president of Mexico is going to be somebody elected with probably between 30 and 35% of the vote. That's going to be about as much as he's going to get, because the vote, as I say, is very divided. I would say that the two of these men, Meade and Anaya, would probably turn out to be pretty conventional presidents. What I mean by that is that I don't think they're going to shake things up to any degree. Lopez Obrador says he's going to shake things up. He is against NAFTA. He is very much of an anti-Trump. He likes to present himself as sort of the Mexican Trump, who's going to get in Trump's face and really make some things happen. How much of that is just talk and how much of that is reality? Time will tell. I don't think he's going to be able to do a heck of a lot, but he certainly talks like he's going to do a heck of a lot. I think it's too early here, the last week of February, to tell you who's going to win. I still think that it's all up in the air. I suppose a lot depends on the campaigns, and there's going to be a lot of that coming up over the next few months. So we're going to be looking at this issue in the podcast from time to time, and we're also going to be looking at it in my articles at American Thinker, and obviously we will do updates as well in the video commentary. But as of today, one of these three men, Mr. Meade, Mr. Anaya or Mr. Lopez-Obrador will be the next president of Mexico. And it could turn out to be very interesting. The election could turn out to be very interesting. Thank you for watching. We have all of these over at YouTube. We also have them in my Twitter account as well as my blog. Have a great day, and I guess we'll see you in March. Just a few hours away. We'll see you in March. Bye-bye, everybody.